All right. Oh boy. Oh boy. It took forever. But we're at 85 with Red Mage. Um, well, that's not the reason for all this, but yeah, I'm lacking in certain abilities, so let's go do story. Red Mage story, that is. Um, um was it? Oh, duh? I kind of forgot where the Red Mage story goes. At least there it's at. Wait, what is that? The Sands of Death. Oh, that's that's Samurai. Good fan. Yeah. So I've been watching some things, and I found out how I've been seeing tooltips and stuff about the new monk stuff. It's interesting. And the crowd goes mild. Oh, that's Black Mage. I mean, Blue Mage. What's this one? Oh. Scenario down. That's what that's all I needed. Oh man, so doing this whole thing, how much will we get? Nothing. We'll only, wow, by completing 50 to 60 story, we'll get Mana Fiction. But I need, oh. Yeah, we kind of need Mana Fiction. That's about it, yeah. Weird. I thought I would need to unlock these two. But no. Oh, and Holy. Okay, so going from 50 to 60 will get us Holy. Will get us Mana Fiction. 60 to 70 story will get us Holy. That's the one we're missing. Well, there's no 70, 80. It's just one quest that you have to go find in the end. Inside or outside? I see from the glint in your eye that the soul crystal has surrendered its secrets. Welcome to the ranks of the Red Mages. The art we practice is born of noble origin. Its balanced and controlled energies were once used to stem the tide of destruction and reclaim a future for the dispossessed. I speak of the age, some 1500 years ago, when the clash of two sorcerous civilizations brought about the Sixth Umbral Calamity. The Great Flood rose. People fled from their homes and into the mountains of Gurabana. Even mages of Ambapur were to be found amongst the refugees. These wizardly practitioners became targets of retribution for the part they played in upsetting the natural balance, and soon did they shed their robes of black and vestments of white. The people were to survive and rebuild following the disaster, however, need the power of the arcane. Thus were the pinnacles of black and white magery reinvented, and upon their combined foundation, an entirely new discipline was built: red magic. But I have prattled on about the history of it for long enough. Or better that you experience red magic firsthand. There remains the mystery of who sent kidnappers after those poor girls, and I've a feeling attempts to unearth the culprit will provide the battle practice you require. Before we plunge into the fray, however, there are questions I would ask. Come with me to Eastern Downland, to the Church of Saint Adam. Eastern Town. Yep. Ronald, there you are. I would introduce you. I would introduce you to Father Illid, but I believe the two of you are already acquainted. Yes, I am. It has told me the tale of nefarious spellcasters and their attempt to kidnap two young girls. What? You wish to ask if this fraternal cabal is known to me, yes? There are several such cults that come to mind. I just have more detail. You say each member shared some rather unusual talent, traits? Uh, that one word spoken over the entire exchange. Not one shift in expression. When I urged them to yield, each of them also appeared branded with some manner of tattoo, a sigil pulsing with arcane energy. Ah, an evil practice. Such cursed sigils are known to destroy the will of the bearer, resulting in a biddable puppet to act in much the matter you have described. There is no salvation for such wretched creatures. Then we must seek the fiends who pull their strings. Pray listen to what you can. It's Cabal and its purpose, Father. Ronald, we have another task to attend to. My next says some light stretching before you step outside. You'll soon understand why. You have learned all in a 50. Okay. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, yeah. this recently. Did you notice we were being followed, Ronald? The very cabal we were investigating seems to have taken an interest in us. I said to them, often do they seek to silence us, perhaps? Well, let them try. Perfect opportunity for you to test your newly acquired skills, but first, a brief lesson. A red mage's spell belongs to two distinct schools, rooted as they are in the ancient disciplines of black and white magic. Intertwined, they form the solid core of red magic. And through the balance casting of both disciples can a red mage build this foundation higher and higher. When your strength has reached its peak, that is when you lunge forward, unleash the energies thrumming within your blade. And then you leap away, returning to the first step. It's a dance, my friend. Come out, wherever you are. No intention of running or hiding from you. I wear a sword, as you can see, but I am not afraid of violence. Is there no chance that we might attempt a parlay in lieu of bloodletting? Nope. They're doing this. How unsettling. Well, Ronald, it seems you will have your battle. Remember what I have taught you. Don't worry, it won't be that hard. Oh, I want that red blade. Oh, that's another thing. We'll be able to get our red mage outfit. Come on. We're doing it. We're doing the thing. Hold on. Yeah, so one of the spells we really do need, and I'll say it, Mana Fiction. Mana Fiction apparently allows us to build up the gauge fast. Let's okay. Okay. Alright. These puppets must have a leader lurking nearby. Let us take the battle to our ambushers, shall we? But before we resume the hunt, let us be sure your technique. As a red mage, you are capable of casting 2 spells at rapid succession, using what is known as the dual cast effect. Intune a short spell, and you will find that the lengthy incantation can now be cast in an instant. Take advantage of this technique to bombard your foes with arcane destruction. I'm gonna be honest, this job is a lot more simple than I thought. It really feels like it's complicated, but getting to 85, everything just feels simplified. Like, my only problem is trying to do witchcraft. Things like this, or that, yeah, jumping backwards and stuff. Which, yeah. But most of all, trying to swift cast, use raise, for raise, because I think what you could do is just use jolt at the end of it. Move it. Move it. What is that? Ah, another aura. The phone. Oh! What the? He sacrifices him. I'd be flattered if I weren't so hard. But if I weren't so horrified. No, let me consume this. Oh no, now I'm all tiny. Hell. It's okay, I can still build magic up. Yeah. Sorry. I did it. We did. Well done, Ronald. You have exceeded my expectations. Which is a fortunate thing, for I did not anticipate the arrival of that fearsome hound. These mages were willing to forfeit their own lives to ensure that we lost ours. You have seen the brand on her left cheek. This is the cursed sigil which stole her will and left her vulnerable to the most heinous of commands. Our ambushes were young men and women, everywhere, all transformed into mindless pawns by some hideous master. And this master has shown no compunction against sacrificing pieces that outlive their usefulness. No, this cannot stand. Hey, Ronald. You have begun your education in red magic, but there is much more I would teach you. Come, let us return to the lynch yard. Know you the history of these graves? The Church of Zipshard is the final resting place for many victims of the seventh humble calamity. Red magic was conceived stemmed such tides of destruction in an age where the abuse of sorcery flooded the world with death. Its destruction from earlier disciplines is key. Its distinction from earlier disciplines is key. Whilst practitioners of black and white magic draw upon ambient ether, a red mage weaves her spells using only the reserves of mana with which she was born, and in the era in which red magic was created. To do otherwise was forbidden. To manifest more powerful effects, the first red mages adopted a method by which precise sword techniques would harness and amplify the energy of their spoken incantations, the mage's own physical form serving as an arcane accelerator, an ingenious way of preserving their self-imposed limitations. Understand that the blade we wield is not simply a weapon, it is a focus of all our efforts to lessen strife and suffering. Every generation of Red Mage is part of an unending battle. They are soldiers who fight for those enduring violence and subjugation, the bulwark, against the unkind vagaries of fate. "20 years ago, I joined the revolutionaries in Alameda and learned red magic alongside like-minded companions. We formed the Crimson Duelists." Really? And together, we rose up against the tyranny of the Mad King Theodoric. Oh boy, we're going back to that name. It's been a long time since I've dealt with any stories that have... it's any story that's dealt with that king, or at least that plotline. If you really want to know the full extent of that, go play Monk. Monk's story is like... We were crushed. Of all duelists, only I survived to watch our homeland languish under the rule of the Imperial Vaders. Until you arrived there, of course. Oh, so he's acknowledging that we did it. That we liberated Alamigo. Even after leaving Alamigo, I never ceased fighting for its liberation, and when I learned of the calamity, of the threat to all the lands of Eorzea, I allied myself with valiant scholars of Charlian. In the end, I was unable to protect my homeland or halt the approach of fiery disaster, but never once in all these years have I betrayed the oath the duelist swore to champion the weak with heart and steel. Such is the nature of the magic you will learn from this idealistic fool. If you would master this art, however, then my road shall become your road for the duration of the studies. I will remain here at the church for the time being, and be a pest to good Father until we uncover the origins of this called Pope. Your only chore shall be to reflect upon the lessons of the day and prepare for our next encounter. Yeah. Ooh, this is gonna be a bunch of, like, yeah. How fair is your training, my friend? I imagine you've grown quite accustomed to the shift between spellcraft and swordplay by now. I will continue to instruct you, but as I have said before, practical experience will serve you far better than any tiresome lecture. It is important that you treat every battle as an opportunity to learn. Speaking of which, Final mentioned that he had something he wished to discuss regarding our sigil branded ambushers. Let's head inside, shall we? I'm ashamed that it did not occur to me earlier, but I recall an incident that may be connected. An incident that may have connected to this dreadful cult. A merchant's son was kidnapped in Oldal some moons ago. When the merchant came to pay the ransom, however, both father and child were murdered. The perpetrators of this terrible act were never unmasked, but evidence at the scene suggests the two were slain by thaumaturgy. What is more, this merchant was a native of Alamigo. Is this not also true of the father of the girls you rescued? Aye, he is Alamigan born. A man by the name of Wilkin. So his wife told me. Could he have been the true target of the kidnappers? We must speak with Master Wilkin at once. There are too many similarities in these cases to ignore. I would not put it past this cult to make a direct attempt on his life. In anticipation of such action, I inquired after Master Wilkins' trading itinerary. Itinerary. It seems he is presently conducting business at the Mandeville Gold Saucer, delivering stock for game prizes or such. Some such. Very resourceful of you, Father. Thank you. Come, Ronald. The Gold Saucer awaits. Wait, what? So you have to have the Gold Saucer unlocked in order to do this quest, I guess? Because it's not... It doesn't just unlock... It's just not... You can't just enter it. You have to go and do another quest to get this. Well, you know what? Why are we here? I mean, why are we here? Just saying, why are we here? Why are we here? Guys, why are we here? Yeah. Never mind. It's gonna be bad, isn't it? Oh, we were so close. I've got one more. No, that was pathetic. My apologies, Ronald. I neglected to ask if you were a patron of these halls. But we are here now, and Master Wilkin is still occupied with his trade. I'm tempted to eavesdrop on his dealings to learn what matter of man we are saving. Let us pay the part of happy gamblers and wonder by his meeting in the Mandarin Lounge. Let's look for the wonderfully hideous golden statue. Oh. Wow, that's kind of weird this thing. There's our Master Wilkin. Thank you again. We'll make the most of this gift, I promise you. Back straight and head back. Now, lad or folk will become suspicious. You've done not wrong, besides the coin is fair getting be given. The young man he's talking to, he's known to be one of the lads belonging to the Alamegan Resistance, if I'm not mistaken. Well, this is clearly more than some simple business deal. But why waste time on when we could speak with the merchant himself? Do, do, do. Mistress Ronald and Master X1. Glad I am for this chance to thank you in person for the kindness you showed my daughters. Father Illid sent word to expect you. He also mentioned that the danger to my family is not yet past. You suspect that I have been marked for assassination? Aye. Have you any idea of the why? Say retaliation for funneling funds to the Alamegan Resistance under the guise of standard business dealings? Which makes no sense. I thought as much. I recognized Drakayan as one of the young freedom fighters I'd seen in Girabania. Which makes no sense, because why would we still have a resistance? Well, rest assured that your secrets are safe with us. I myself have spent the better part of my life aiding the resistance. Your dealings do, however, seem to have drawn some rather unpleasant attention. Very well, you saved my children's lives, so I will trust you with the truth. Many Alamegan refugees are employed here at the Golden Saucer, in no small part due to the wishes of the establishment's owner, Lord Godbert Mandeville. Several of these employees have direct ties to the resistance. The young man you saw being one such conduit. But as to why I meet them here, well, it is a matter of hiding the trees within the forest. There was another incident not so long ago where the son of an Alamegan born merchant was kidnapped by a cadre of mages. When the father attempted to pay the ransom, the fiends slew both parent and child. I fear this scenario was one they hope to repeat with you. Yes, terrible turn of events that was. I did not know the merchant personally, but I knew of his efforts. He too was said to have supported the resistance with the fortune he made in Uda. And there we have our connection. They seek to eradicate resistance sympathizers. I sense the hand of the Empire behind this cabal. But the assassins themselves favor magic, so they are unlikely to be native guardians. The puppeteer could very well be a hired killer, perhaps a recruit from the subjugated Providence. We shall learn the truth in due time. For now, however, we must take steps to keep you alive. Lord Mandeville is a member of the Syndicate, and the Gold Saucer is his domain. Striking at me here would be difficult to say the least. I do, however, have pressing business to attend to in Vesper Bay in the coming days. Vesper Bay, eh? Given its peculiar approach, I think I can think of a dozen places from which the assassins could stage an ambush. Might I entrust your safety to Ronald and me? Together, we will prove more than a match for any ambushers, and it would also afford us greater insight into our foes. You certainly appear capable. I will gladly accept your protection. Then it's settled. Let us travel ahead to Vesper Bay and scout out the area. Let's go. Let's go. Vesper Bay. Huh. How interesting. Good, you're here. Master Welkin has begun his overland trip from Udall. Before he left, I asked the good merchant to discuss his travel arrangements with less than his usual discretion. Assuming the assassins has eyes and ears on their target, we can assume they will be moved to occupy the most favorable ambush sites. Now, if I were intent on murdering a lone traveler, jeez, I would choose one of two options. First, being the alleys here in Vesper Bay, and the second, being the long dark tunnel leading into town. I propose we split up and secure both areas. I would take the back streets, and you can have the old mining shaft. Sweep the tunnel clean of ambushers, then meet me back here when you are sure the route is safe. Oh no! I forgot. Whoops! I forgot I'm 85, so that hits 1,000 times harder than normal. Defeated their ambush, did you? Well done. As you can see, they had a second group waiting in the wings. Your opponents were the same mute attackers as before, yes? I pity these cursed pawns, but we cannot let mercy stay our hands. They are a little different from the Walking Dead, and no art can restore them. I did, however, allow one to escape my blade. On purpose, of course. He seemed eager to disengage, and so I am obliged. He limped off towards the coast, but with the wound I gave him, he will not fled far. I'll track this last assassin to his destination. Pray remain here and greet Master Wilkin. He should be arriving through your secured tunnel any moment now. Mistress Ronald. I have to change to male again soon. Here I am, with my nearly a scratch upon my person. My deepest thanks. You have saved my family, and for that I can never truly repay you, but I must at least try and share this gift with Master Extra and my supplier the waiting. I must take my leave of you. May Nod enrich you and bless your endeavors. We've had our stroke of luck. The man I followed leapt into the sea and was fished out by the others in a rowboat. I last saw them making for a merchantman anchored out in the bay. Considering the absence of fear, I must assume the one who fled had been commanded to report the outcome of the ambush. If we can identify the ship, then we will be one step closer to unmasking this vile puppeteer. And then we can... Another token from the esteemed Master Workin. How kind that he seeks to reward us. Ah, there is a note as well addressed to us both. You have my eternal gratitude. Twice now has my life been saved by red mages, and twice by one in particular. Perhaps you remember the day 20 years ago when the Crimson Duelists fought to save the child of a child. I remember you, Master Exrin. For your scarlet garb was forever etched in my memory. There's a strange feeling to be recognized for the decades-old deed. Had he not known me, would he have been so ready to place his life in our hands, I wonder? Aside from a few wrinkles, I suppose I have changed little in my appearance. I was clothed dust when we worked to evacuate our fellow Alamegans, even as the homeland we knew crumbled around us. But in the end, it was the lives that mattered, not the place. Regardless of the circumstances, the Red Mage must strive to achieve the greatest good. So, I have always believed our actions are our own, but a little acknowledgement does wonders to sustain one's faith. 54. These are taking a bit. I asked some friends of mine in the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, keep an eye out for that ship. What? We should know if the assassins seek to enter any of the major ports. Dude. I am the Scions. Oh, my nation contact. And they are still there? Excellent, thank you. It seems the assassins... Merchantman... this merchantman has been spotted, sailing into airport. Come, we've no time to lose. It's so weird that he says Scions. It's like, you do know they're disbanded. Like, technically, we're not supposed to be helping anybody. I mean, we can help, but we're not supposed to be helping under the guy, under the name, under the flag of, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. My apologies for dragging you halfway across the realm, but I did promise you a journey. Now, as for the merchantman, I'm told it's anchored a short distance offshore. We need to know more about the connection between this ship and our foe. They may have simply paid for passage, but there is something about that vessel. I wonder. I say we wander the port. See what gossip there is to be had. So I did not sleep at all last night. Or during the day even. Like... Down the merchantman that what just sailed in? I don't know buggery about it. Not even the bleeding name. All I know is her crew is about as lively as a cabin full of corpses. It ain't natural. There's a rumor going around that the Yellow Jackets taking an interest in their dealings, so I'd rather keep my distance anyway. I'm finished answering your questions now. Milas? I've not much to tell you about that ship. They say she's a trading vessel what brings goods from Razahan, but her crew's a sullen lot. Asking a friendly question about what they were hauling got me not but blank stares and silence. That ship's not but trouble. You mark my words. I'm mates. I've mates what swore that they've seen her pulling along Imperial vessels. Only the gods know what's hiding in that hold of hers. Could be weapons, could be prisoners. Just the bleeding sight of her makes the whiskers twitch. Are we talking about this ship or the big giant one that's here? That's, I mean, it's real. Is it this one or that one? We're gonna have to jump shot. Were you able to learn aught of interest? Strange crew, mystery cargo, ship's name unknown. Name? I've heard much the same. I'm beginning to think that our assassins used the vessel as a floating base with no permanent camp to land. It would certainly be easier to avoid the attention of local forces. Not to mention curious adventurers. I also spoke with an acquaintance in the other goods. Nuhas? And he's confirmed the ship's official status as a trader to and from Razahan, even if rumors of her dealings with Garlean agents is open water rife. As long as the merchantman appears to trade within the law, however, officials are reluctant to force their board and cause an incident. They've yet to uncover enough incidents. If it's all in reason to investigate a second, then perhaps we should help them find. Have ourselves a look in some of the crates on the docks. That's a little insecurity. Just a little curiosity, people. Yeah, sure. Let's go. Is it? Then it's this ship. It's this one. I'm good. Wait. Examine the mystery cargo. Okay. Oh. A Saurian tank of Imperial design. Oh, we're being under attack. Take that. How dare. Up that. Saurian tanks from the Imperial. How did your investigation fare? I found a vulnerable bounty of military supplies, civilian tanks, Imperial rations, Imperial insignias, and everything. The authorities will be most interested to hear of this, outrager. What's that you have here? A key? Dropped by one of the ship's crew members, you say? And I just so happened to have found the most conveniently locked box. I shall go and relay our findings to the Yellow Jacket. I'm sure you'll think of some use for that key of yours. Where am I? Was I sleeping in a box? An odd thing for me to do. Don't you remember anything? Of course, I'll... It's not... No, wait, I remember something. My name is... Aria. I think, is it? I don't know, is it? It could be. I guess it will have to do for now. And what do I call you? Ron. I'll try to remember that. Thank you for letting me out. What happened here? Son Optimus? This last was inside the box? I might suspect a stowaway, but more likely she was kidnapped. The people who took you may be lurking nearby. We should probably put some distance. Oh no, you needn't fear me so. Ronald, please say something reassuring, would you? This is gentle as a kitten. Yes, if you say so, Ron, then I suppose that must be true. Oh, you seem to have made a new friend. Let's see about arranging some lodgings for now. And we can discuss where to go from here. The poor girl was asleep within moments. This entire ordeal must have left her exhausted. As for the results of our efforts with the cargo, I suggest we continue this conversation out. I presented our findings to the Yellow Jacket, and the evidence was indeed sufficiently damning to spark a full-scale investigation. Regretfully, it appears the assassins caught wind of the coming storm. A squad of soldiers was matched to the docks only to witness the merchantman sailing away with all hands on board. Not quite the outcome we'd hoped for, but at the very least they'll no longer find a warm welcome in Eurasia's ports. The other issue we face now is what to do with young Arya. Her breath carries a faint aroma that may account for her memory loss. I suspect she was subjected to a certain incense which, when inhaled, could cloud a person's mind. The next step was likely to brand her with one of those vile sigils and effect the permanent destruction of her free will. It was fortunate that you released her when you did. Ira remains muddled, but her condition should improve with time. And once her memories have returned, we can learn exactly who she is and, just as importantly, perhaps, the circumstances which led to her capture. I think I'm going to stop here now. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. But I will continue this later. So, this week has been a bad time for me, to be honest. There's been a lot that's happened, but yeah, I'll be able to finish this soon. It'll be done. Alright, until next time.